while a fade-in may use a gradual build-up of music to create a sense of smooth transition. Considering the audience. Considering the audience is another important consideration when choosing sound and music for your film. The sound and music should be appropriate for the target audience and should enhance the emotional impact and engagement of the film. For example, a children's film may use upbeat and catchy music to appeal to a younger audience, while a documentary may use more serious and introspective music to appeal to an older and more intellectually minded audience. Balancing dialogue and sound effects. Balancing dialogue and sound effects is another important aspect of sound design in filmmaking. The dialogue should be clear and audible, while the sound effects should be used to create a sense of realism and immersion. For example, a scene set in a noisy nightclub may use background noise such as music and chatter to create a sense of atmosphere, but the dialogue should still be clear and understandable. Using sound design to create a unique style. Using sound design to create a unique style is another important consideration when choosing sound and music for your film. The sound design should be consistent with the visual style of the film and should enhance the emotional impact and engagement of the story. For example, a sci-fi film may use futuristic sound effects and music to create a sense of otherworldliness and immersion. Experimenting with different sound and music combinations. Experimenting with different sound and music combinations is another powerful tool for choosing the right sound and music for your film. By experimenting with different combinations, you can create a unique and immersive experience for the audience. This can include using unconventional sound effects or music genres or combining different elements to create a new and interesting sound. Using music to create a sense of time and place. Using music to create a sense of time and place is another important aspect of sound design in filmmaking. Music can be used to create a sense of nostalgia or to evoke a particular cultural or historical context. For example, a film set in the 1960s may use music from that era to create a sense of authenticity and immersion. Using sound to create a sense of scale. Using sound to create a sense of scale is another powerful tool for creating immersive sound design in filmmaking. Sound can be used to create a sense of space and distance, or to emphasize the size and scope of a particular scene or location. For example, a scene set in a vast desert landscape may use distant sound effects such as wind or animal calls to create a sense of scale and isolation. Considering the importance of silence. Considering the importance of silence is another important consideration when choosing sound and music for your film. Silence can be used to create tension and suspense, or to emphasize the emotional impact of a particular scene. For example, a scene of a character's death may use silence to create a sense of finality and solemnity. Balancing music and sound effects. Balancing music and sound effects is another important aspect of sound design in filmmaking. The music and sound effects should work together to create a cohesive and immersive experience for the audience. For example, a scene set in a busy city may use a combination of background noise and music to create a sense of atmosphere and immersion. Conclusion. In conclusion, choosing the right sound and music for your film is essential for creating a cohesive and immersive experience for the audience. By considering the role of sound and music, determining the mood and tone of the film. Choosing the right genre of music, Considering the emotional impact of the music, choosing the right sound effects.